Hi, welcome to my video on sunsets. In this I'll be showing you images, tips and techniques and the technical details, plus ideas on how to take better sunset photos.
First, let's take a look at a mountain shot. This is the Sierra Nevada in southern Spain. This image was captured as the sun was setting to our left. The Sierra Nevada mountains are extremely high compared with the surrounding land, and so the sun actually has to go through a significant amount of atmosphere, creating enhanced red glows on the mountain tops themselves. So it's worth always considering the altitude of the mountains and the surrounding land when trying to shoot mountains at sunset. Also, it's not always best to be on the mountains themselves. This was taken from a hilltop on the other side of the valley. And here's an image in Andalusia, taken well after the sun had set as the sun caught the underneath of the clouds, silhouetting the mountains in the foreground. This makes a particularly striking shot. So whenever possible, always stay after the sun has set. This is often when you get the best glow in the sky as the sun comes through the atmosphere and lights up the underneath of the clouds despite it being below the horizon itself. And here's one in the UK, just capturing a slither of land at the bottom as the sun set and underlit the clouds with tremendous effect, the land giving the context of the sunset in this scene. This demonstrates that you don't always need the highest of mountains. And this first seascape shows a more abstract image. The silhouetted figures and the haziness of the sun provide a different context to what would be a standard sunset scene. Whilst this image shows the use of an estuary in Alaska, the calmness of the water providing an ideal symmetry and reflection of the actual sunset itself. Therefore, when composing an image, think about the use of the foreground and the leading lines that can lead you to the distant horizon, in this case the mountains. And following on from that, I've got three images here that show reflections. Each image frames the scene slightly differently. This first one captures more of the sky and a little bit less reflection, whilst this one captures much more of the reflected sunset, and as you can see, this gives us very different context to the two images. And thirdly, this one balances both the sky and the reflected sunset. I'm sure we each have our own personal preference as to which one we would prefer, and it's also worth considering adding features. In this instance, I've added the beach umbrellas, cutting out the direct glare of the sun, and the silhouettes of the umbrellas give us the context that this is a beach scene and add atmosphere to the image itself. And let's not forget cityscapes. As buildings become floodlit, you can get a great balance between the lit buildings and the actual sunset itself. Here we have the Alhambra in Granada in southern Spain, just after the sun had set. As with the mountains earlier, the best place to often be for sunset is not within or on the object that you're trying to capture. The best approach is to scope out the scene during the day, understand where the sun will be setting, and utilise a good vantage point to get the scene that you're interested in. I hope that these images have inspired you to do more than a straightforward sunset image, and I hope that you've found some of the hints and tips useful and some of the technical data. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please also like and subscribe so that you can get notifications of future videos as I release them. Thank you very much for your time, and I shall see you soon.